All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. So you may remember about a month or so ago, we tested the tour weight graphite shafts that we offer here at TXG and down at Club Champion. We tested MMT, LA Golf, we tested some steel fibers, and we tested Fujikura Axiom. Really, that video was aimed to show people how Axiom compares to some more established tour weight graphite shafts. Axiom obviously being the new kid in town. That test showed up that MMT and Axiom for me were both really good.
Yeah.
I've used MMTs in the past, 125 TX, not too bad, but they didn't last in the bag for me. So we wanted to see if Axiom would be a different case.
Yep.
I think it's fair to say there's a lot of buzz about these Axiom shafts right now. Obviously, Fujikura are kind of riding a significant high from the VENTUS line.
VENTUS wave.
The VeloCore technology is now synonymous with the best players in the world. You just look at any leaderboard and it's just like VENTUS. And VeloCore being the differentiating factor between a standard VENTUS shaft and what we would call as an aftermarket high performance part in the Fujikura line. So now we have a full set of these to build with. You've kindly built me a set.
I did, yeah. This is a cool set. I mean, we always talk about, as builders, frequency, and yes, these are pured for you, and kind of the tight tolerances, weight and stuff. I mean, these are probably tour selected from one truck and delivered to us, but for a set of graphite iron shafts, I've built a lot of graphite by far, and I probably said this when MMT came out, but these by far are the best graphite iron shafts I've ever built with. Wow. Very consistent, very tight. We did check frequencies. No real fluctuation. There's a different standard tipping with Fujikura, and we can show the chart on here. Yep. But it's kind of 3 different set makeups you can have, and you don't have to tip every shaft, which is pretty cool. So it'll be interesting if you can see that difference or feel that difference more than anything. But as a set comes out, it's pretty good.
Obviously, when we're doing comparison videos and we're taking clubs from our wall and club heads from the drawer, these are test clubs, guys, that, and we say the same in a fit. If it's good for you in a fit, just wait till we build it for you custom to your spec, et cetera. And that's truly what you've done for me now, is you've built a set to my spec. I think we're expecting to see these perform, really quite nicely. But just how nicely? Is this something that, is now that I should be considering playing? Yeah. I'm in 120 modus right now. Obviously, 125 Axiom is fractionally heavier and fractionally stiffer than what I'm currently in. But it's going to be a good test to see versus my own. And we've just done the video of my new Titleist T150s versus my old PXGs. Yep. So, for that as a reference point, if you guys want to go back and look at that test, you can see what I was getting out of those T150s. We've built this with an old favorite of mine, a set that I kind of keep going back to. And that's a really nice reference point when we test shafts, is because I love these heads so much, is the TaylorMade P760s, the set of irons that time forgot when it comes to the TaylorMade world, and we really do hope that they bring back or revamp a set of those, because they are awesome irons. Yeah, everyone talks about them. Everyone wants a set. You've got multiples. I have a couple of sets, from using them a couple of years ago. So why don't we dive on in there, Mikey? We're gonna do some testing. I don't carry a pitch and wedge from the set. I carry obviously my SM9. So we're gonna do 9 iron, 7 iron, and then we'll do 4 iron. Cool. And there's when we're going to take a look at those. Let's do it. Okay, 9 iron, Mikey. Stock yardage for me. I probably don't quite achieve 150, but it's going to be somewhere in that region. Okay. That was decent. That is a decent opener.
Good strike. Yeah.
Feels quite stable. It feels very stable. Okay. It feels much more stable than a steel shaft feels to me. Again, I said this in a video the other day in the T150 versus the PXG video, that things that you can feel when you test a lot of golf clubs, I can feel how minimal the vibration is on this in terms of the feedback, which tells me the walls are pretty thick on the shaft. You can really feel the mass behind it. I don't swing 9-iron at 90 miles an hour.
No.
I will say that. No. So there's nothing about the weight of it, and you said 132 gram static grams. That's not slowing me down by any means. So I'm really pleased to see that. That was 148. So the first one I hit a little further than I expected to. That one was exactly how far I can expect to hit a 9-iron. My old man knees clicked there. Did you hear that?
Is that your knee that
That was a knee. I know you're getting old when.
Your strike pattern's really nice.
Yeah, it's good.
Good strike.
Yeah, that one felt nice.
Sound really good.
I think it's these heads.
Yeah.
I think these P790s, P760s are some of the nicest, softest forgings. They were certainly TaylorMade I've ever made.
Yeah. I think the head shape's so clean, but still a bit of help behind it.
There really is. There's a little bit of offset that I would love for them to just take that out. Because the lofts were not strong or anything like that. So, all right, one more, and then we're got a nice little set.
Yeah,
that was the best one.
Really good strike.
For sure. All right, Mikey. Very, very impressed with and pleased with how those 9-irons felt. Very, very stable.
Yeah.
So stable.
I think the cool thing is they have that 3-part parallel section. So in the
talk about that a little bit. I think people
you can go long performance, mid, and short. In the short irons, they do have a standard tipping that they suggest. You can go a little bit more or a little bit less to dial in that player a fraction more.
Yeah, and like we talked about in our shaft tipping video, it's not to do this. It's not to go, softer in the tip for a higher ball flight. It's to really try and extract a feel from the golf club that you're trying to get, and that feel affects the timing, the timing affects the delivery, and the delivery affects your consistency.
Yeah, so obviously that's probably where that extra weight comes from. You have the ability to take more weight away if needed, especially on the shorter irons. You want to really dial in that pitching wedge 9 and 8 iron, tip them a fraction more, less, kind of workability, and just hit it as straight as you can.
One of the best feeling 7-irons I've ever hit in my life.
Okay,
no word of a lie.
That's a good start. Right out of the center.
Wow, that felt unreal.
New set of irons for the weekend?
I mean, you never know.
I do though, actually.
You never know. that honestly was as good of a feel from a strike as I've had in a long time. Well, I mean, last week we saw from me in that test, lots of heel strikes, lots of low strikes. On the head as well, a little bit thin. It is quite interesting to see. I mean, that 9-iron was pretty decent, and obviously sample size of 1, but it was a 7-iron that was right out the middle of the club. So from a matching a feel and a shaft profile to the timing of a swing, these are definitely a good match for me.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. I didn't feel like as good of a swing, Mikey, but I tell you what.
A little high in the face?
A little open. I'd be pretty pleased with that result, though, if I looked up and I just...
Yeah, good miss.
Yeah. And felt good. Any shape on it, to be honest, is just a little bit where I am in my swing right now. I'm a little bit shallow and into out.
The strike graphic compared from your 9-iron to the 7-iron, I mean, they're all hovering on the exact same spot.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely pleased with what that looks like. That was a little thin.
Okay. I think everyone watching will take that thin shot all day long. Yeah, good strike.
Quite similar to the first one. I just felt right out the middle of the stick.
So good.
Yeah, nothing we need to really add to that. The kind of the ball flight says it all, really. One thing that's interesting about this set of irons, Mikey, is And I got the same experience there as I got when I hit the 7-iron. First shot, first swing, there's a little bit of wow factor there for me.
That's good.
Like I definitely, like the minute I hit that one there, like I felt something that was immediately like, I flushed it. Like in the first one was 0 on the vertical and 2 millimeters in the heel, and then same again there. It's like 1. I mean, we're talking like tiny margins away from the middle of the golf club, and I can't tell the difference in the millimeters, that's for sure. But they're right on point.
I mean, that's what you want out of a custom set of clubs. You want it to feel, we use the term autopilot in the fitting bay, or effortless, where you swing, and by the time you make contact, it doesn't really feel like anything.
Yeah.
If that's what it's done from 9 to 7 and now to 4, I mean, that's a perfectly fit and built set right to your specs.
Another one of the really cool things about, I think, this test, Mikey, is this is a set of heads that came out coming up for 5 years ago. Right. In October, it will be 5 years. We've retrofitted them into some new shafts. I couldn't tell you that this is not a current set of irons from a performance perspective. They're matched up really, really well. So, I think when people are being fit, don't discount just changing up the shafts to something that works for you a little bit better. If you've got a set of heads that you like, and they look good, they feel good, they're in good shape, the grooves are not worn to the point where they're giving you inconsistent spin rates. These are a perfect set of heads. They came out off the tour truck literally a year ago. So they're now being custom fit into a set of shafts that I love. And this is an eye opener for me.
It's a good set of sticks.
And there's nothing to say you shouldn't use slightly older heads.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, we've all said it. This head, we wish TaylorMade still made this iron, and it would
TaylorMade.
be a
Sort yourselves out.
Listen,
Rory wants you to make the world wants you to
that's
make a
the
new
thing.
760.
Rory's long irons are P760s. I'm sure there's a few guys that sprinkle them in and out of their sets. It's a great iron.
They were made at the time. Jason Day was the poster boy for them. They were kind of built, I think, with him in the performance of, a solid construction in the wedges, approach wedge, pitch wedge, 9-iron were solid. Then obviously, there was in the early days of speed foam, there was some foam in the 7 through to 3-iron, and obviously 2-iron in Rory's case, which was custom for tour. But I mean, they're an amazing. I just actually bent the loft and lie of this 4-iron because it was at my old spec. As easy as you'll ever bend a set of clubs. These things are so soft. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, they need to re-release them.
They definitely do. And they're actually, I've looked, there's not many sets going on eBay.
No.
They're really, there's not many. So whoever, or the people who bought these or fitted to these,
keeping them.
They've kept them.
Totally, yeah.
That actually wasn't a very good strike, Mikey.
You get away with it.
I got away with it. I was scrapey. We're talking about the shafts here, but pre-worn leading edge, that's when you need a pre-worn leading edge.
100%, yeah.
A shallow player like me who made slightly early contact, lost 2 miles an hour ball speed, lost nothing really in performance.
A little lower, but it can work.
Wasn't the best strike in the world. A little heely. No, actually wasn't too bad. Okay, Mikey. Pretty impressive.
I think you have a new set of irons for the weekend.
The challenge now is because I was really starting to fall in love with the T150s. It's a bit of an occupational hazard, guys, as you know, and you guys have said to us, you guys changed too much. But I never expected to hit these today thinking like I might put them back in the bag. I really didn't expect that. Like, I really enjoyed my 150s and probably should kind of just switch off. But I guess the analyst in you goes, well, what are you thinking about? Like, not paying attention to this from a performance perspective. It was as good as it could get.
I mean, the other thing too is, a set of Axioms in the 150s. Let's see what that does for you. You really like the head. You've been saying you've liked the new T150. You combo this both up, you could have a really good set of irons.
Yeah, definitely. I honestly, I don't have anything. I don't really have much to contribute, to the data. I don't think there's any insights really there, other than I really liked from a dynamic lie angle how how minimal downward deflection. So
Yeah.
for me, something that always kind of is a meaningful statistic is the dynamic lie being a little bit toe down. Pretty good, not bad at all. Path is a little bit in to out today for me,
Yeah.
not something I love, but keeping that face nicely open to the target line to get that rightward start
Definitely.
line. They're just a really, really good match.
Yeah, and like I said, building them was fun. Didn't have to use any tip weights for this set,
No
which
compensations for
Nothing.
any fluctuation in manufacturing tolerances.
And we've always said the fit's only as good as the build, and the build's
100%.
only as good as the fit. But if you get fit at a studio like ours, get them built at a studio like ours, because we're building them right to your specs. I mean, with building with Axiom is pretty impressive.
I'll take that sort of line and that philosophy with me to the grave, Mikey. That the fit is only as good as the build, guys. If you want to save, or if you want to save money and have them built in a kind of more mass-produced way, you're sacrificing something in performance. In my opinion, we've done enough testing on generic equipment coming off a factory line that is not bespoke for anyone. It's no different from the tailored suit that you go down and you go to Savile Row and you're working with some of the best people in the world at what they do. They're going to get those measurements perfect. They're going to get that cut just the way you like it. It's going to feel different when you walk in it. It's just, you're going to look totally different. You're going to stand out from the crowd. And golf clubs are a bit like that as well. When your performance starts to obviously indicate that your clubs are tuned that much more finely for you, this is the type of result you get.
100%.
Very cool. Okay, they're a contender, Mikey. I need to probably make a decision now whether just to leave this set as is, because that's another thing that's in my mind right now, because I love that set of heads.
Yeah.
Do you just leave those well alone? I'm not sure.
I think we might need to get you another set of Axiom shafts.
Yeah, I'll be ready for those in October. You just told me that 125X.
125X is October.
Wow.
Regular Axiom is ready to go right now.
Okay. So for those of you looking for the heavier, stiffer ones, you might have a little bit to wait. It will be worth it. So maybe a bit of an off-season project for those of you who live in markets such as ours. That's going to, season will be done by then. Devastating, isn't it? Devastating. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. More testing of components like Axiom shafts, products that are coming through the door to us all the time, thick and fast, as always. More testing coming your way very soon. Stay tuned, and we'll see you again soon.